Okay, so this is the power steering pulley. Let me show you. Here's the power steering pump. Here's where you are respective to the engine. We loosened up the serpentine belt, pulled the belt off the pulley. Now that'll make it so the pulley can spin freely. Now to remove it, there's a couple things we're going to have to take off. 3 bolts and the hoses, and 2 hoses. Now to get to the bolts, you'll notice that there's 3 holes inside this pulley right here. So for instance, you've got 1 bolt right here, 1 hole right here. There's 3. The good news is you only really need 1, but you have 3, and you also have 3 bolts you have to take off. How you're going to do that is pretty straightforward, and that's why we took off the belt, is that you'll take a half-inch socket, and you'll put it in through the hole and then onto the bolt. Let me show you. So, see how I put the socket right through the pulley? And it comes through onto that bolt. And that'll make it so I can take that one off. It's harder for me to put the camera and the wrenches in there all at the same time, so you'll just have to trust me. I've already broken these all free. It's pretty straightforward. What's great is as soon as you get this through the pulley, here I'm trying to do it left-handed, you just rotate it to the next one, and then you take off this bolt. See? So now you're to the next one. You just keep on rotating the pulley to that one, and then there's one just directly beneath that one. And you can also take that one off through the top, which is what I'm doing, or you could probably even access that one from the bottom if you wanted, but you can get all 3 of them from the top. Okay. And then you just rotate down to the last one. I'll show you that one just because it's, well, maybe I can get it, but it's hard to do one-handed. Okay, there you go. While I'm down here, I wanted to show you something else. If you're taking off the serpentine belt, if you have a mechanical fan, I've got an electric fan and a mechanical fan. But the mechanical fan actually has 5 blades, and 3 are spaced closely, and 2 are spaced closely, but they leave a gap. There's a gap that's larger in between the blades on this side and the blades right here on this side. So when you're going to try to take off, for instance, the pulley, you'll probably want a little bit more room, and specifically when you're taking off the serpentine belt, you want a little bit more room to move around. If you don't have enough, just move your fan a little bit, and then you can get the big gap. See, this is the big gap, and then you can work within that. That'll make it so you can move your wrenches by a lot. So don't get frustrated if you can't get your hand in there or your wrench in there on the first try. Try moving your fan, and then you can get yourself some more space. Okay, so next I'm gonna, after you do the 3 bolts, you're also going to need to loosen up that right there. You see that hose? It's an 18 millimeter. So you'll take an open end 18 millimeter wrench, and you can work. Let me see if I can get that in the, there you go, picture. There you go. See? Oh, maybe not. There you go. Can you see it? And yeah, you got it on there, and you'll be able to work that off. I've already broke that free too. It looks like really tight quarters on the camera, but it's really not so bad. So take off the hose, and I do that before you drop that one down. So I'm going to take off the hose next. Then I'm going to go underneath, and there's one more hose. It's all messy down here where it exploded. Okay, see this hose right up here? There. Right there. That one has a little pinch fitting on it. And we'll pull that off of the case as well. Oh no, is my reservoir shot on that? Oh, well, we'll have to look at that, because my whole plan was to take that reservoir bottle off and use it on my other one. We'll see. Gotta get out of the truck first to find out, I guess. Okay, so next step is removing the 2 hoses. Here's the bottom bolt right there that I was talking to you about. And then we'll unlatch the 3. Okay, here we are underneath my Jeep again. What I did is first I took off the main hose up top. Then I took out the 3 bolts, backed them out. Now I'm dropping it down to the bottom. And there's only one hose left on, which is this one right here. As you can see, it's held on one of those pinch valves. So now I'm going to get some pliers, I'm going to pinch it, pull it off, and I should be able to. I'm expecting to draw the rest of the pump straight down. That way I don't have to take off the coolant hose on the top of the Jeep. Just pulled it out. There it is. Here's the hole underneath. I guess some things to see here would be up there's where it was mounted. If you look, let's see if I got it lined up. Right there is the top hose. This is the bottom hose that's holding that nice napkin, which is the pinch pressure clamp. That's what keeps it on there. And then I just dropped the whole thing down through the bottom of the Jeep. Now with mine, something blew up on it, so there wasn't a whole lot of fluid. But even then, just by the stuff that's stuck in the lines, I still had a jug handy. Yeah. I would suggest that if you didn't have one that's blown up, you for certain want to drain your lines beforehand. There'll be a ton of fluid. Okay, so here it is. Back up underneath here. Attach the lower hose. Now I'm going to go back up top. I'm going to grab it, pick it up, and pull it up. Upwards, and then we'll bolt it in. New pump is in there and bolted up. Next, I have to attach. It sort of looks like it's already there, but I have to screw in the pump hose right there. Okay, for putting on the serpentine belt, we put our wrench back on the tensioner, loosen it up for this side, grab the belt, pull it around. There you go, it's back on. Once it's back on, got a little bit off in the bottom. There. Once it's back on, just loosen the tension. Well, loosen the wrench, and then the tension comes back on the belt. And that's that. It's installed. Now, one last thing that I haven't shown doing yet. I've got to fill it back up with power steering fluid. It's completely empty. You don't want to run that pump dry, or else it'll just burn out the brand new one you just put in.